If you can't stand the heat, man, get out of the kitchen. Man, it's been so goddamn hot outside lately. I had to go run to the lake just to take a dip. I had to run in the lake to cool down and take a dip, do a little bit of swimming in my favorite place of all time, the Reclamation Rock, man. And behind me, that is the actual pirate ship from the Goonies. If any of you guys remember the movie The Goonies, one of the greatest movies ever made from the 80s, end of all time, at the very end, One-Eyed Willie's pirate ship just sailed away, and nobody ever seen it again because they never made a sequel. Till this day, they never made a sequel to The Goonies. Where is The Goonies 2? It's been like 150,000 years. It needs to happen. But in case you were wondering where One-Eyed Willie's lost pirate ship was after it sailed off on the beach, and yeah, it's right behind me. It's in Reclamation Rock. But enough of the small talk, man. It's time to walk. Actions always speak louder than words, and inside of this video, I'm going to give you guys the second part of what I talked about a couple of days ago when I put out the video when I was talking about the top 5 best mount insignia bonuses. If you didn't watch that video, go back on my channel because I just put it out a few days ago right before this video. If you want to know what the best mount insignia bonuses to use in Mod 16 are, I talked about them in that video. But inside of this video, we're going to go right back into the mounts. But this time, I'm going to talk about what are the best mount insignias, the actual insignia like enchantment things to use on your mounts, and what are the best mount powers and mount equip bonuses to use in Mod 16. So if you guys do enjoy this video, man, don't forget, take a moment right now, man, a moment of silence, and hit that thumbs up like button. And if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, man, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. Subscribing to my channel, like I always say, is absolutely free. You know, the reason I say that in every video is because there are a lot of people that actually watch YouTube videos, that watch Neverwinter videos, that don't know the YouTube platform too well. They might just, come from other platforms like Twitch. And on Twitch, if you subscribe to somebody, it costs $5. But on YouTube, when you subscribe to somebody, it's free. So don't cheat yourself. Treat yourself. And if you're one of my beautiful, beautiful haters, I got that pack of haters that be following me around. They always say, man, you ain't make it. You ain't make it in life until you got people hating on you. Well, goddamn, man, I'm proud of my haters because I didn't know that I made it. So if you're one of my haters, you guys would always be clicking and disliking my videos. Man, don't forget to hit that dislike button, man. I need you guys too. This is a goddamn team effort like the Toronto Raptors pulled off in Golden State and won the NBA championship. It was a team effort. Without further ado, man, let's go ahead and get into it, man. The best mount insignias to use in Mod 16, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You want to use all dominance. Dominance insignias are by far the only thing that you should pretty much be using on your mounts in Mod 16. Remember, I've been talking about this for weeks, been talking about it for months, man. In Mod 16, the only thing you want to worry about in stack is power. Power, power, power. And in Mod 16, the illuminated insignias give you power. But now I also made a video about this almost 2 months ago. And shout out to the people that actually paid attention. It was weird because a lot of people were always wondering, why I always wanted to buy leeching and vigor insignias. Well, I talked about this months ago, and if you don't know this by now, you've been living under a rock for like the past couple months. I mean, you probably are part of the Fraggle Rocks at this point. Because I said months ago in a video, I gave the information out to you guys. I said in Mod 16 that they are doing away with leeching and vigor insignias, and there will be a person that you could trade them into in Protector's Enclave that will give you a unbound, it is not bound, choice pack. You would get a mount insignia choice pack. And anytime you trade in an enlight or any type of insignia of vigor or any type of insignia of leeching, you get back a pack where you can pick any other type of insignia. So if you trade in a barbed insignia of leeching, you get a pack where you can choose an illuminated insignia of dominance, a regal insignia of dominance. You could choose an enlightened insignia of skill. You could choose whatever you want, and it is unbound. Hence the reason why these things are selling on PC and have been for weeks. And I'm going to show on the screen right now the average prices of purple, any type of purple dominance insignia on PC is 1 million dineros, 1 million dollarunos, 1 million astro diamonds. But take a look at this. The average price of any of the purple leeching or any of the purple vigor insignias is, take a guess class, let's follow along, 1 + 1 = 6, is 1 million astral diamonds. Now you might be saying to yourself, well, why are vigor and insignia and leeching insignias a million AD if they've been discontinued from the game and you can no longer utilize them? And then the teacher would be like, well, Timmy, maybe you should have paid attention to the Assist Man's video he made months ago when he talked about that leeching and vigor insignias could be traded in for any other insignias. So since a vigor or a leeching insignia can be traded in for any other insignia, it should have the exact same value of a dominance insignia, because you could take any epic purple leeching or vigor insignia and trade it in for a dominance. Oh my god, I must have not followed the information. Well, I better go check the auction house. I mean, literally, I've been telling you guys about this for months. I think I made the video about this back in March. Literally. And you know what is crazy? Is that like up until a month ago on Xbox, people were still selling leeching and vigor purple insignias for like 60, 70, 80,000 AD. And guess who was buying them all up? Me. And then literally last week, man, I checked on Xbox and there were still like 30 purple leeching and 30 purple dominant, or not dominance, 30 purple leeching and 30 purple vigor insignias listed for like 120,000. Guess, take a guess who bought them. Go ahead. Me. Because I've been giving you guys the information all this time. If you guys just want to leave the money there for me to make it, hell, I'm going to do it, man. I'm a hustler. I'm going to make the money. That's like me going up to you guys and saying, hey, man, let me tell you something right quick. Let me whisper a little something inside of your ear. If I could tell you that you could buy a $100 bill for $40 right now, and you could take it, and in a month and a half, you could go and get $100 for it. Would you buy it? Man, you'd be out your goddamn mind not to buy it. I told you guys a month ago. I told you guys 2 months ago. Buy the insignias of leeching and vigor. Man, I bought so many purple leeching and vigor insignias 2 months ago for like 30,000 AD. Now, look at the prices. And the crazy thing is that I showed you guys the current prices on Xbox. Somebody or a couple guys, you know, there's these buyers market manipulating groups on the Xbox. I'm sure you guys have them on the PC as well, and I'm sure they're on the PlayStation 4. But we definitely have like those groups of friends that have all the money in the game, and they try to manipulate the market and stuff. You know, I'm not going to say nobody's names or anything, but they be doing it, you know, and, you know, the people that know, they know, you know, we know. But it looks like a lot of these people went and actually bought all of the purple leeching and vigor insignias, the blue ones and the green ones, because just literally 3-4 days ago, there was still like 40 leeching and vigor purple insignias on the auction house for like 120, 130, 140,000. Now they're all 250,000. Well, you want to know what the crazy thing is? That price is still cheap. It's still extremely cheap. It's extremely cheap. Because I just showed you on PC, the leeching, the vigor, and the dominance insignias are selling for like 900,000 to 1 million AD each. Because once people start figuring out that the only thing without a doubt to use on your mount, man, that was a triple rhyme, is The power insignias, well then hell, man. You ain't got no choice, Royce. You're going to have to go ahead and pick them up. So shout out to everybody that's been buying these things for months for the low, low prices. Shout out to everybody who has them and who's about to flip them into dominance insignias and then take those and then upgrade them to legendaries and put them on their character for a low price. Or maybe sell them and make some money. Hey, man, shout out to you guys for keeping your ear to the ground, paying attention, and listening to the community and myself, because I told you guys this information months ago. But anyway, the best insignias to use in Mod 16, guys, is any of the insignias that have power on them. And that is the dominance insignias. Now, there is a asterisk that you have to put next to that, because there are two types of insignias that mostly every single mount bonus needs, especially a lot of the good ones that I talked about in my previous video. There are two types that they do not make dominance insignias of. They don't make them. And that is the enlightened insignias and the crescent insignias. There are no crescent insignias of dominance. There are no enlightened insignias of dominance. But there's still hope, because there is another type of insignia that has power on it that they do make the crescent and the enlightened variation of, and that is brutality. You can get enlightened insignias of brutality and crescent insignias of brutality. So if you have all dominance and all brutality insignias on your mount, you are going to benefit from having like over 10,000 power if you have them at legendary. Now, brutality insignias are not easy to obtain. They are actually very hard to obtain, and they are very, very expensive. Not all of them, because like I said, you can get dominance insignias in Barbed. You can get dominance insignias in Regal. You can get dominance insignias in Illuminated. But you cannot get dominance insignias in Crescent insignias or Enlightened insignias. So the expensive insignias of brutality, the only ones that literally should be very expensive, are going to be the enlightened insignias of brutality and the crescent insignias of brutality. Now, I also made a video about this almost 2 months ago. In Mod 16, you are able to upgrade your mount insignias from purple to legendary, and they get a lot of stats. A lot. I believe that in Mod 16, a legendary insignia gives you like 1,200 or 1,280 power each, and you have 15 insignias. Man, if you have 1,200 power each times 15, I mean, I'm not no math genius, but that's a lot more than 4. So, yeah, it's gonna be a lot. Honestly, it's gonna be like 15,000, 20,000 power if you run them all, and you should be. Like I said, they're very expensive. I still feel like the leeching and vigor insignias that are on the auction house are very cheap, because they will be 700,000 to 1 million AD as soon as Mod 16 comes out on consoles. They will be that expensive right after you watch this video, because a lot of smart people are going to go in the auction house and buy them out. Sorry, just giving the information to the people. You can hate me all you want. But I've been giving this information out for months. I don't know. Some people just didn't pay attention or just don't care. But for those of you guys that are still going to be playing the game in Mod 16, it is all about the dominance insignias. It is all about brutality insignias. And it is all about the leeching and the vigor insignias, because you could take the leeching and the vigor insignias and turn them into dominance. No, you cannot, before anybody asks, you cannot trade in a leeching or a vigor insignia for a brutality insignia. It cannot be done, just so you know that. That's why the brutality insignias, the crescents, and the enlightened have held their values, and they're very expensive. Look for crescent and enlightened purple insignias of brutality to sell for about 1 million AD. Look for the green ones to sell for 300,000 to 400,000, and the same exact with the blue ones. Now, some of you guys also questions, why are the green insignias of dominance, why are the green insignias of leeching, and why are the green insignias of vigor, as well as the blue ones, selling for damn near as much or a lot more than they should be, but a lot, and accustomed to the purple ones? Well, that is going back to what I just said a moment ago and what I covered about 2 months ago in a separate video. In Mod 16, you can upgrade your Insignias to Legendary. In order to upgrade a purple Insignia to a Legendary one, you need one purple Insignia, one other purple Insignia. You also need 4 blue Insignias of the exact same type. And you also need 8 green Insignias of the exact same type. Which means, if you have a Regal Insignia of Dominance, which is going to be one of the most popular Insignias in the game now, if you have a purple Insignia of Dominance, and you want to upgrade that to a Legendary Insignia of Dominance, you will then need another purple Insignia of Dominance, the one that you have. You will also need 4 blue Regal Insignia of Dominances, and you will also need 8 green Regal Insignia of Dominances. You cannot use a Regal Insignia of Aggression. You cannot use 12 blue ones and no green ones. You cannot use 12 green ones and no blue ones. They all have to be the exact same type. For example, once again, if you had a purple Enlightened Insignia of Skill, and you wanted to upgrade that to a Legendary Enlightened Insignia of Skill, you will then need your purple Enlightened Insignia of Skill, as well as 4 blue Enlightened Insignias of Skill, and 8 green Enlightened Insignias of Skill. You cannot use an Enlightened Insignia of Aggression, and you cannot use a Regal, or an Illuminated Insignia of Skill. It has to be the exact same ones, of the exact same type, of the exact same color, and you're also going to need 20,000 refinement points, and then that, my friends, is how you get a Legendary Insignia. I covered this in a video. You know what? I'm going to pin the video I talked about these things in the top comment of this video, so you can go back. For those of you guys who have just subscribed to me, who have been subscribed to me, that never go back and watch my old videos for useful information, you could go back and be like, God dang it, I should have watched it. I should have. He got me on that one, Tommy. But that is that. Now let's go ahead and cover mount bonuses. Or not mount bonuses, mount combat powers and mount equip powers. What is going to be the best one in Mod 16? Well, in my opinion, the best mount combat power you can use, now, mind you, you can only get mount combat powers on legendary mounts. So if you don't have a legendary mount, or you're not thinking about ever getting a legendary mount, this isn't going to apply to you. But the best mount power, the best mount combat power in Mod 16, in my opinion, you got a choice of 2, and I think one of them is a lot better, but the other one is still good. So I would say coming in at second place of the best mount power, the mount combat power you can use in Mod 16, in second place will be the Swarm. It's still going to give you the 5% increased damage. It's still going to make the target take an additional 5% damage from your attacks. So it's still good. But is it the best? Not in my opinion. In my opinion, the best mount combat power to use in Mod 16 is going to be the Tensor's Floating Disc. And the reason why is because if you look at the screen, it says you turn yourself into a transformation of the Assist Man. Well, you don't do that, but you turn yourself into somebody else. But while you're somebody else, you get an additional 10% more power, as well as 10% movement speed, as well as +2 to all kinds of useful stats. But you know what? I mean, the +2 to the useful stats is obviously really good. The +10% movement speed it's just okay. But what is the motto of Mod 16? Boys and girls, power is everything. And with the Tensor's Floating Disc, when you activate your mount combat power, you will get 10% more power. If you have 80,000 power on your front sheet, that's going to give you an additional 8,000 power. And the cool thing about the Tensor's Floating Disc, unlike a lot of other mounts, a lot of other legendary mount powers, they only last for 10 seconds. Like the legendary Tyrannosaurus Rex mount, the Swarm, that mount power lasts for 10 seconds. Well, the Tensor's Floating Disc power lasts for 20% longer. It's like the Energizer Bunny. It just keeps going. It gives you an additional 2 seconds because it lasts for 12 seconds instead of 10 seconds. So in my opinion, the Tensor's Floating Disc is the best mount combat power to use in Mod 16. Now, how can you get a Tensor's floating disk? Well, there's one of two ways. Well, there's theoretically one of three ways, but they all come from the same thing. First way is you got to pull it out of a lockbox. So, yeah, if you thought about earning one from a dungeon, you throw that shit right out the window. It ain't gonna happen. You got to pull one out of a lockbox with a key that you got to pay real money for to exchange for Zen, or you got to play the game a lot to earn enough Astral Diamonds to open up a box. That's the only way. Sorry, I didn't make the game. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Now, once somebody acquired one of these Tensor's floating disks out the box, the second way, like I said, there's three ways of acquiring it. That's step number one. The other two are the most important ones. You could go on the auction house. You could search for Tensors, or just type in 10 undermounts under the legendary quality thing, and you will see them there. Or you can get them from an acquired treasures legendary mount pack, which you could also get from a box. And then you could buy the acquired treasures legendary mount pack, and then take out the Tensor's floating disk mount. You don't need the other two of them. You can only choose one, so that's the one you want to choose, obviously. So there's two ways. You can either buy the Tensor's floating disk mount, just off the auction house. There's only currently 2 available on Xbox. Or you can buy one of the acquired treasures lock boxes, and then take out the Tensor's floating disk. The weird thing is, I haven't not been playing Neverwinter at all. Literally, at all. Haven't even logged in for like the past 2 or 3 days, because I've been really, really busy playing a really great game called Borderlands 2. That Borderlands 3 is coming out soon, so I'm trying to get a refresher on Borderlands 2 again, man. Let me know in the comment section if you guys are excited for Borderlands 3, as like I am. So I've been playing some Borderlands 2 again, man. But 3 days ago, you could buy tons and tons of acquired treasures, legendary mount packs. There was like 30, 40 of them listed on the Xbox for like 5.8 million, 6 million, 6.1 million. I'd say an average of like 5.9 million. Now, I get on the game 2-3 days later, and look what happens. They're like 9 million each, and the same people have them all listed. It's the buyers groups, guys. They be buying everything out and trying to take your money. Same guys be doing it over and over. We're all aware of it. But, yeah, man, the thing is that they're probably still inexpensive. The average prices of Tensor's floating disks on PC, last time I looked a few days ago, were around 10 to 11 million AD each. So, if you're one of those people that want the best of the best, the creme de la creme, you want to be a maxed out player, you want the best in the game, well, on your mounts, you want to run all Insignias of dominance and Insignias of brutality to stack as much power as possible. For your mount combat power, you want to utilize and have a Tensor's floating disk, so you can get the additional 10% power for 12 seconds once every 60 seconds, so which means, that's a good thing. And you get +2 to like Constitution and Dexterity and all that other mumbo jumbo. So, yeah, that's that. Now, obviously the best mount equip power. What stat power do you want to use in Mod 16? You probably want to use one of the power ones. And in Mod 16, the mount powers got a buff as well. In Mod 15, legendary mounts gave you +4,000 of a specific stat. For instance, the Tensor's floating disk in Mod 15 and before that came with +4,000 recovery. And for instance, the Arcane Whirlwind legendary mount came with +4,000 power. In Mod 16, legendary mount stats got buffed. Now they are +10,000. So, you probably want to use one of the +10,000 power mounts, or use one of the ones that gives you half and half, like the creamer you put in your coffee. Because there are some of them, like the legendary T-Rex, the legendary Tyrannosaurus Rexes, that will give you 5,000 power and 5,000 armor pen. So then what you can do, if you don't have enough armor pen, put that on there so you don't have to waste slots for insignias or enchantments or runestones to get your armor pen maxed out. You get 5,000 from your mount to help you out. But if you want to be the best of the best, the top of the top, the creme de la creme, you want to be, one of those min-maxers. You pretty much want to be like everybody in the game at this point. And you want the best. Well, on your mount insignias, all dominance, all brutalities. Pretty much all dominance in anything that's not crescent or enlightened. In your crescent and enlightened mount insignia spots, brutalities. You want to use a Tensor's floating disk as your mount combat power, and you want to use a +10,000 power mount as your mount equip bonus. And that is that. That is it. I don't know how the hell. I'm looking at the timer right now. For those of you guys that stuck around to the end, I don't know how the hell I can talk for 25 minutes straight. I'm at the 25-minute mark right now. I don't know how the hell I could talk for 25 minutes unscripted. For those of you guys that don't know, I don't write no scripts for my videos. I don't write nothing down. I don't read from no teleprompter. I give it to you all, guys. I give you all the stuff that I'm saying in these videos from the top of the head, from the heart, from the soul. I just sit here like a podcast and I just talk to you guys. I just talk for 25 minutes straight without taking a sip of water, without skipping a beat, and without any kind of downtime, and kept that entertaining tone. So if you don't mind, man, hit that thumbs up like button, man. Leave a comment down below and let me know. Were you guys prepared? Were you guys Boy Scouts? The motto is be prepared. Were you guys prepared months ago? Did you buy lots of leeching and vigor insignias then? Do you already have your dominance insignias? Do you already have the stuff and you got it for a low, low price? Leave a comment down below. Let me know who the smart people were. But don't worry, guys. There's still time. Like I said, the Insignias on Xbox right now, man. You know, they're still moderately cheap. The greens, the blues, and the purples. Because people are going to need a lot of those, man. Can you think, just to upgrade 10 purple Insignias of dominance, you're going to need 80 blue of the same insignia? I'm sorry, 40 blue of the same insignia? And 80 of the other ones, or however the numbers are. I don't know, I've been talking for so long, but just think about it. If you wanted to upgrade all 15 of your mount insignias, you're going to need 15 other purple ones. And then you're going to need like 60 blue ones and then 120 green ones. I hope you guys are prepared for those of you guys that want the legendary mount insignias, or be prepared to pay like 3 to 4 million for like the dominance ones, and probably like 10 million for the crescent ones, and maybe 15 million for the dominance ones. Who knows how much they'll be when they come out, but we'll see then. So anyway, man, like I said, I hope you guys did enjoy this video, man. If you did, hit that thumbs up like. If you're one of my haters, I don't know how any of my haters stuck around to this point in the video, but if you are one of my haters and you stuck around to this long, man, turn yourself, man. Flip-flop. Stop being a hater. Hit the dislike button. You know, actually, no. Stay being a hater. I need you guys. Remember, it's a team effort. So anyway, YouTube, make sure you share this video with people, you know, so they get the information. I try my best to give it to you, you know. Let me know how you guys feel about Borderlands 3. I'm excited for it. So anyway, YouTube, this is the Assist Man, and until next time, I am out.